I talked with Alex Payne before World Finals, and he compared this place to Autodrome Drummond, one of the tracks we saw throughout the regular season. I mentioned that because one of their regulars currently sits on the outside pole. We've seen a driver from Quebec get their first career win without being here before, and Sébastien Grosjean has a great chance this evening.
And again, I'm watching all these battles. I had a little trouble hearing you right there as the cars were coming up to speed a little bit, Mike. But again, these other points battles, it's $5,000 difference between third and fourth in the standings. And Anthony Perrego has a big opportunity to capitalize that. While Tim Sears Jr. finds himself outside of the redraw and Jimmy Phelps is much further back. So those drivers will also be right on it. But I tell you what, I think we're going to have one of those winners tonight that's going to make everybody feel maybe a little bit different. When the 50-something-year-old driver went to victory lane on Friday night, he'll lead the field to green. Sébastien Grosjean trying to do what Matthew Desjardins did 2 years ago. And then Alex Payne, the Rookie of the Year, has been hanging right there in third. And don't count out Demetrius Drelos. He's coming in with an intensity right now that ruffled the feathers of Tim Sears Jr. But as you heard him say, he does not care as long as he gets his first World Finals victory.
Well, thank you, Rich Bleck, as we have the drivers making their way through turn number 3 and 4. Dave Farney has 4 fingers in the air, and ladies and gentlemen, that means next time by, it'll be time for the most awesome sight in all of motorsports. Charlotte Motor Speedway, as the beast of the Northeast gather 4 wide, it's time for the ultimate thrill ride. 30 drivers in their 800-horse saddle saluting you as they prepare for battle. It's the Big Block Modified Super Dirt Car Series. Earth-shaking, window-rattling beasts of the Northeast are ready to rock in Charlotte. The white flag has been displayed to the field. Next time by, we will go green flag racing, 30 laps the distance, $10,000 to win. And everybody keep your eyes on the 9S and the 88 as they battle for the 2024 Super Dirt Car Series Championship. Tim Fuller picked up the win on Friday night 1 year ago in that St. Lawrence Radiology number 19 machine. Sébastien Grosjean making his first appearance here at the dirt track at Charlotte, looking for his first career Super Dirt Car Series victory. The Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace truck going to make its way into the infield. Ladies and gentlemen, a shower of big block power is about to send a shockwave through the Queen City. It's night number 1 of World Finals, and we are green at Charlotte. Working up into turn number 1 and 2 for the first time. Tim Fuller going to have the advantage as they power off the corner and down the back straightaway. Spider-Man sitting there in that number 2 spot. Third is Drelos as him and Alex Payne go at it for position off turn number 4 for the first time. Score lap number 1 to the 19 of Tim Fuller as they make their way down the front straightaway. Fuller driving it right through the middle. Grosjean in that number 2 spot. Third right now is Drelos. First battle as Perrego took a look underneath the 70A of Alex Payne that time. And Matt Williamson starting to work his way up through the field. He dives underneath the 58 of Loudon Reimer. And now Williamson going to keep that number 6 spot right now in the early going as he holds off the challenges from the 58 and the 84 wide. The work off at turn number 2 is Perrego trying to make his way past the 70A of Alex Payne down the back straightaway just in front of Williamson and Reimer as they work off the corner. Grosjean gets into Drelos a little bit as Drelos tried to work the top side of the racetrack. Grosjean kind of got into his left front as now Perrego going to try to take advantage of the contact and look for the number 2 spot off turn number 2. They'll work down the back straightaway. Perego going to go to second, and he's got a long way to go to try to catch Tim Fuller, as Fuller already out to a full straightaway advantage. And as Perego crosses the line, 2.6 second lead for the veteran out of Edwards, New York, here with just 4 laps complete in the feature event. Perego sitting in second. Drelos trying to work on the 44 of Sebastian Gojjan as they head down into turn number 3 and 4. Drelos going to go to the bottom of the racing surface, looking to find his way by, but Gojjan will shut the door for the time being. Meanwhile, Williamson working underneath Alex Payne, trying to find his way into the top 5 off turn number 2 this time. He's wheel to wheel with the 70A as they head down the backstretch. Here's Williamson trying to make a bid. He'll nose out ahead through turn number 3 and 4. Payne right there as well, as Williamson will take the spot away. Drelos and the 44 of Gojjan battling for spot number 3 on your split screen on your TV right now, as Drelos will get the spot. Gojjan will slow, got into the wall just a little bit, and that's going to allow both Williamson and Jankowski to get by, and Loudon Reimer looking to follow through turn number 3 and 4. So right now, Tim Fuller still your race leader, but the miscue by Sebastian Gojjan, he's going to drop all the way back that time to spot number 8, giving Shepard the number 7 spot as they work down the back straightaway. Your current points leader, Matt Shepard, trying to work on Alex Payne as they head down into turn number 3 and 4, as both Jankowski and Williamson able to clear him over the past couple of laps. Shepard right to the inside of the 78 car. These two battled weekly on Saturday nights at the Land of Legends Raceway, also battled at the Brockville, Ontario Speedway, where Payne picked up his first career win. He's trying to close the door on him. Meanwhile, up at the front, Tim Fuller has already cracked lap traffic as he's working to the inside of the 14 of CG Mori down the back straightaway. 3.1 second lead over Anthony Perego, as the first third of this race has been all Tim Fuller in the early going, as he'll click off lap number 10. 20 laps to go for the driver of the number 19. Perego still there in second. Drelos holding on to third. Williamson fourth. Alex Jankowski rounding out your top 5. If the race were to end right now, Williamson would gain 6 points over Matt Shepard in the standings, dropping it to 8 points as it stands right now with 20 laps to go in this feature event. We'll keep an eye on how this will play out as we continue to see Fuller work through lap traffic. He's already cleared both Mike Mahaney and CG Mori, and now we'll go to work on Larry White down into turn number 3 and 4. Perego's been able to cut the gap about a second in traffic so far, but Fuller having no issues making his way by, as he'll get by Felix Juan White and go up into turn number 1 and 2 as we're just approaching the halfway point of this feature event. Down into turn number 1 and 2, Shepard still trying to chase down the 70A of Alex Payne off the corner. That is the battle for spot number 6 as they power down into turn number 3 and 4. About 4 car lengths separating those two drivers, as they'll come by this time. 13 on the board, 17 remain in this first feature event for the Super Dirt Car Series at World Finals. Fuller on the outside lane, trying to make it stick to the top. He'll get by Rich Scalata as you continue to watch his battle for spot number 6. We're about to approach the halfway point of this feature event. Next time by, Alex Payne doing a great job holding off the 9S as we put lap number 14 on the board. It'll be 15 this time for Tim Fuller as he roars down off by turn number 3 and 4. 15 in, 15 remain for Fuller as he leads this one. Continues to pull away from the field. 1.8 second gap between himself and Anthony Perego in traffic. Drelos banging the boards on the top side. Here's Williamson looking to try to go back by him as they work down the back stretch and into turn number 3 and 4. Williamson on the bottom of the racetrack looking to get by Drelos. That is for spot number 3. Drelos got back around him. Williamson had the spot the last time by. Keep an eye on this. Could be crucial points toward the championship. Drelos up on the top side. Here's Mahaney holding up the 111 as they go off at turn number 2. It allows the 88 to get a lane on the bottom. He'll take the position away, and now Williamson up to the number 3 spot as they work down the front stretch. Williamson about 8 car lengths off the back deck of the 4-star machine as they work into turn number 1 and 2. As it stands, Fuller your leader, Perego second, third is Williamson, fourth Demetrius Drelos, who you see on your screen right now, and Alex Jankowski going to make his presence known. He's closed up on the back bumper of the 84Y. Fuller trying to get around Jimmy Phelps in traffic right now. Lead for Fuller down to 1.6 seconds as he works down the back straightaway. Half a straightaway advantage over the 4-star. Meanwhile, behind them, Drelos has gotten back by Matt Williamson, and Jankowski trying to work his way through as well. Williamson back to that number 4 spot as he'll try to find his way past the 111 as they go into turn number 1 and 2. Once again, the 111 of Drelos trying to get by the 91 machine of Felix Waugh down the back straightaway. The 84Y of Jankowski right there. Those 3 cars right together as they work down through turn number 3 and 4. 10 laps to go this time by for Tim Fuller as they continue to work into turn number 1 and 2 once again. And that time Williamson tried to find his way past the 111, but the door was shut. For the third time in the last 3 laps, Jankowski closes in on the back deck as well, but 10 laps to go. Make it 9 this time by for Tim Fuller with a 2.3 second advantage over Anthony Perrego. Drelos trying to find his way past Felix Waugh as he works down the back straightaway. Williamson right there looking to try and reclaim the third spot. We got a car slowing down the front stretch. That's going to be the 27 junior of Daniel Johnson, and that'll bring Yellow out on the speedway with 9 laps to go in this Super Dirt Car Series feature event. And some damage on the right side of the car. You can see the sparks showing on your screen right now. That's going to bring out the caution for the first time. And as we re-rack the field, Rich Fleck is down there in the infield right now. Take a look at the Dirt Vision replay right now on your screen. Tim Fuller, almost a close call, got into the wall a little bit with Eric Rudolph. But Rich, it's been all Tim Fuller from the beginning of this feature event.
Yeah, Tim Fuller kind of on cruise control, but I've noticed on a lot of laps he was losing ground in his advantage over Anthony Perrego. So a restart certainly could change things up, especially with it being double file. Maybe it's a situation where the driver in third or even fourth, depending on the line that Tim Fuller selects, could be at an advantage. And might that play in for Demetrius Drelos or Matt Williamson? I mentioned it before we went green. Williamson running a harder compound on the right front and the left rear than anybody else up in the top 9. So an opportunity for his car to steer a little bit more into the corner. But we'll see how the left rear reacts as well. They need to fire up and get a heat cycle going, but an opportunity nonetheless. Another driver that's having a pretty good run right now, Jack Lehner, started back in 17th. He moved up to 10th. He's going after 7th in points. That's a good way to get things started.
Couple of cars currently on pit road. We talked about the 27 JR of Daniel Johnson as they're looking under the right rear of that Huntington Auto Parts car number 27 JR machine. Felix Waugh also on pit road as well, taking advantage of the caution here. 21 laps complete, 9 laps remain. Tim Fuller, your leader. Anthony Perrego second. Demetrius Drelos third. Matt Williamson fourth. Alex Jankowski rounds out the top 5. And it's Alex Payne sixth. Matt Shepard seventh. Sebastian Grosjean eighth. Loudon Reimer ninth. Jack Lehner rounding out your top 10 with 9 laps to go in this 30-lap feature. Rich, I see you back down there. Anything you're keeping an eye on as we get ready here for this final 9 laps of this feature event? Going to be interesting to see with Fuller here, and we talked about restarts is going to be key.
I mean, obviously there is a preferred groove right now, just about a lane off the bottom. Looks like it's a little bit darker in complexion and maybe some rubber being laid down. So we know that's the place to be. How hard will drivers fight to get back into that groove? And will somebody be able to put the momentum up off the top? We've seen that cushion be just a little bit too high for these big blocks to be able to rim ride around somebody else, but things could get shut down. Right now we have that gap of 4 positions between 3rd and 7th. With the 88 of Matt Williamson, the 9S of Matt Shepard. They both moved up 2 spots, but a big change could be coming here in these final 9 circuits.
Dave Farney's got the white flag in his hand as they work through turn number 3 and 4. That means we will go back to green flag racing next time by as the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace truck makes its way down on the front stretch. Lights will go off on the Pace truck. First 21 laps have all gone to the St. Lawrence Radiology car number 19 of Tim Fuller, but he's got a new dance partner than he had from the beginning of the race, as Anthony Perrego, who set quick time for Thursday's program, got the Billy Whitaker Cars and Trucks Quick Time Award up on the outside of the front row. Demetrius Drelos sitting in 3rd. Matt Williamson 4th. Jankowski rounding out the top 5 as the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace truck pulls its way back into the infield. 21 laps complete, 9 laps to go, $10,000 on the line. Tim Fuller, your race leader, looking to get it done for the 2nd consecutive year as he makes the jump off turn number 4. Green flag is back out. Perrego going to try to swing to the top side and get by the 19 off turn number 2. Not going to be able to do it as they roll down the back straightaway. Here's Perrego, though, this time going to continue to drive up through the middle of the racetrack, trying to find his way past the 19. Not able to get there, though, as they work down the front stretch. Drelos still there in that number 3 spot. 4th is Matt Williamson. 5th is now Jankowski. Shepard up to that number 6 spot as they roll down the back straightaway. In trouble for Alex Payne, who slows down the back straightaway. Trouble for the 70A as he is slowing just before the pit entrance. We'll see if he makes it out of harm's way as Bowler goes up into turn number 1 and 2. Payne going to come to a stop just at the entrance of the hot pit area. That brings yellow on the speedway as they got 2 laps complete under that green flag run, with Fuller having the advantage over Perego. So Alex Payne, who had a run just outside the top 10 going to pull at pit side for the driver who will be the 2024 Rookie of the Year with the Super Dirt Car Series here now with 23 laps to go. You take a look at the Dirt Vision replay, and you see him just start to slow off turn number 2. Something to miss on that Nardozzi Paving and Construction car number 78. C.G. Maury tried to get out of the way on that one, checked up. Felix Waugh got into Daniel Johnson, and it looks like they're looking over the right rear of the 78 car, and a flat tire in this one. And Rich Fleck will send it back down to you, and I'm curious to see if tire wear may be an issue before this feature's over.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering if some of these teams going into the pits are changing their compound choice, saying, hey, we've got nothing to lose. Drivers like Larry White were just in there. We also saw Daniel Johnson, and now Alex Payne is doing that. And you heard us talk to him earlier today in our Milton Hershey educational moment. He's one of those guys that likes to flirt with a 500 a little bit more. But I saw in that restart, Matt Williamson was running in spot number 4, jumped immediately down to the bottom and got into line. Anthony Perego had something hanging with Tim Fuller on the outside. It didn't work out, but we saw that last year on Saturday night where Matt Shepard was able to keep some momentum up and drive around the outside of Williamson when he was out in front on the Saturday night finale, just trying to hold on to the bottom. So I wonder if the Ant-Man has something to go to the top. We talked to him yesterday about being quick time, and he's been here so strong for the last 5 events here at the World Finals, finishing in the top 5. But never a feature victory in Charlotte. Perego with a good opportunity and another restart to get some more in his notebook.
White flag going to be displayed to the field as they come by this time. Fuller and Perego on the front row once again. Then it's going to be Trelos and Matt Williamson. Yankowski up to 5th. Matt Shepard will now be in row number 3 as he has worked his way up from his 9th starting position, 3 positions to get to spot number 6, and he's going to be right on the back bumper of the number 88 car. So Williamson going to have to go on this one, and Shepard with a chance to try to extend his points lead here in the closing stages of this first feature for the Super Dirt Car Series here at the World of Outlaws World Finals. 23 complete, 7 laps to go. We're going to remain under yellow flag conditions as Felix Waugh making his way down through the rim road. He'll rejoin the tail end of the field. Timing and scoring, just making sure we got the lineup 100% set. As you see, the 2023 Series Rookie of the Year going to make his way back out onto the speedway. White flag out on the speedway, 1 lap to go. Before we go back to green flag racing as the Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace Truck going to pull into the infield. 23 complete, 7 remain. Been all Tim Fuller from the beginning of this one, but now he's got Perego on his outside lane, going to give it another shot up on the top. We'll see if he can keep that momentum rolling as Fuller going to fire off turn number 3 and 4. Green flag back out on the speedway. 7 laps to go. Perego got a much better start that time as they go down into turn number 1 and 2. Anthony Perego up on the top side, looking to make his way by off the corner as they roll down the back straightaway, but Fuller going to hold on to the position. Williamson trying to stay with the 111 behind him. Shepard 3 wide with Yankowski and Reimert on the inside lane as well. They'll come down the front straightaway to click off lap number 24. Give it to Tim Fuller once again. Yellow flag going to be out on the speedway. A number of cars together down the front straightaway. Actually, on the exit of turn, red flag conditions with the track block in tonight's Super Dirt Car Series feature revamp. We'll send it down trackside.
Down here in turn number 4, championship implications could be in place with Matt Shepard. You see him.
And Rich Fleck, he is being pushed back into the pit area. So championship implications for Matt Shepard. Something amiss on the 9S. And that, Rich Fleck, changes everything.
And he has no DNFs this season. His worst finish, 12th at Weedsport. And that was really the thing that had kept him in front by 14 points heading into this feature. Williamson, you see him on the screen, had a 23rd place result at Weedsport after a mechanical failure. And that difference was really what had put him behind despite having 7 victories. Now you're in a situation where Shepard, if he does not return, will probably get the minimal 102 points. And a 4th place finish right now for Williamson would give him 142 points. So he would gain 40 and take about a 25-point advantage. Again, I'm throwing rough numbers out. If it's in the World Final, Billy Pauch Jr., Mike. So again, that could play into it, how many points that Shepard will lose.
Well, Rich, we just got to look at the Dirt Vision replay right now, and you can see Troutschultz left front just hopping the left rear of Eric Rudolph, setting off a chain reaction in turn number 4, and that brings out the red flag as now they're pulling these cars apart. And, Rich, we go back to Matt, and they're about to go under the hood, but don't forget, he made an engine change earlier today, Rich.
Yep.
And that, you got to wonder if there's anything that has to do with that.
And we'll say it again. The reason that he made the engine change from what he had told me was that this was the power plant that he used to win 2 of the theater. Like you're saying, we may lose 3 or 4 cars out of this.
One thing to keep an eye on as we continue to just joining us, major championship here in turn number 4, getting to survey what's going on in just a tough situation.
You've got the 101 Billy Pauch Jr. under top. It's difficult.
Before you see the night for these Troutschultz car.
All 3 features here for his first feature victory of the year.
As unfortunately made off of turn number 4. Rich, you got
Auto Parts 101. Before we go back to green, I'm going to take a look at this right rear. The Pauch, and I had heard he was running compound tire.
Into the hot pit air. Driver still, as we take a look at the Dirt Vision replay, you see Matt Shepard down into turn number 1 and 2. This, of course, happening as the caution was coming out. In turn number 4, a little bit of contact with Alex Jankowski between the 84 and the 9S off of turn number 2. And not sure if that played a role. Far, Perego sits second, 3rd. Demetrius Strelos, 4th Matt Williamson, 5th Loudon Reimert, 6th Alex Jankowski, 7th Sebastian Gojjan, 8th Peter Britton, who started back in 12th, 9th Jack Lehner, and rounding out your top 10 is now Ryan Godown. So that's how your top 10 starters will look when we go back to green flag racing, as the yellow remaining out onto the speedway. Is going to give some of the drivers that were involved in that incident a couple of laps just to see if they can make their way back out onto the speedway, as we remain under caution with just 6 laps to go in our finale for the Super Dirt Car Series here this evening on night number 2 of World Finals. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow night with night number 3 as well, kicking things off a little earlier tomorrow with our Sage Fruit stage shows, as well as we'll get on track action kicking off at 3 o'clock with World of Outlaws Case Late Models qualifying, followed by Super Dirt Car Series qualifying, and then we'll move into our regularly scheduled program following those events tomorrow. So the field back under yellow flag conditions. Tim Fuller, your race leader. He's led all 24. Perego trying to challenge him, but hasn't been able to get too much momentum since, as a couple of stop and goes back to yellow flag. Rich Bleck, we get ready for this next restart. What do you keep an eye on? And obviously this changes the game for the 88 a little bit.
Absolutely. I'm not sure how well he is aware of that. I mean, he does pay attention to things, of course, in the car. But I'm going to keep an eye on that 4-star. He was pretty good coming off of turn number 4. Lost it off the second corner. But Perego's had a bid coming off the corner and starting to figure out when Fuller is going to fire it, Mike.
Toyota Tundra TRD Pro Pace truck back into the infield. 6 laps to go in tonight's Super Dirt Car Series feature event. Tim Fuller, Anthony Perego at the front of this one as they'll bring him through turn number 3 and 4. This time Fuller gets the jump he wants. Green flag back out on the speedway. We're back underway with just 6 to go. Fuller on the bottom. Here's Perego up top, trying to find that momentum on the outside lane. Not going to get it that time as Fuller pulls away down the back straightaway. Here's Perego going to get him another look-see to the top side of the racing surface as they work down off of turn number 3 and 4. Bring it to the line. It's Fuller here with 5 laps to go. Battle for the number 4 spot is Loudon Reimer trying to work his way back up into the number 4 position, trying to get by Matt Williamson down the back straightaway. Williamson holding on to spot number 4 as they head down into turn 3 and 4 this time. The Buzz Shoe Chevrolet number 88 car 4 laps away from holding on to that number 4 spot, keeping a top 5 run going after finishing 3rd in the Billy Whitaker Cars 200 about a month ago. Up at the front, though, it's all Tim Fuller. He's opened it back up to about a 6/10 of a second lead over the 4-star of Anthony Perego. Williamson's got a head of steam, though. He's now pulled away from the 58 of Reimer, and he'll try to go to work on the 111 of Trellos off of turn number 2. They'll make their way down the back straightaway as Fuller continues to open up the advantage. You'll see the 2-to-go sign from Dave Farney this time by. Williamson makes a move on the bottom, trying to close in on the back bumper of the 111 as they come by. 28 in, 2 to go. Williamson looking to try to get one more position before this one's all said and done. But Tim Fuller continues to pull away half a straightaway advantage, 1.1 seconds as they bring him off of turn number 3 and 4. White flag is out. This is your Barrett's 1 lap to go. Last season, Tim Fuller wrestled one away from Anthony Perego to pick up the victory, and the Northeast Dirt Modified Hall of Famers looking to do it again in back-to-back years. Final time off of turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is out. Tim Fuller wins the first Super Dirt Car Series feature of World Finals. Perego will finish in second, Demetrius Strellos third, Matt Williamson will come home fourth, and rounding out your top 5 will be Loudon Reimer. So Tim Fuller picking up the Super Dirt Car Series victory here at the World of Outlaws World Finals, as he will go to victory. Big Block Modified wins here all time at the dirt track, and he will also get win number 36th of his career, his first since last year on November 3rd here at the dirt track at Charlotte, as the 19 car already clearing the scale area in that St. Lawrence radiology machine, and he'll make his way up to victory lane. World Finals with the Victor Series. Driver out of Edwards, New York, 36th career Superlet for the driver. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is up out of the car, the winner. Onto the stage as he picks up, we'll send it down.
Up this feature victory, your 5th World Finals victory here, tying you with a couple of other pretty good drivers, Matt Shepard and Brett Hearn. How does it feel?
Definitely really good. You know, I gave away a series race. RJ
Working with
career was 20. Oh, watch that.
Wheels Tire Discount Center, car number
12.
company
From our action for the World Finals in the books.
number 5th. Sebastian Gojjan coming home 6th. Alex Jankowski 7th. Peter Britton 8th. Jack Lehner 9th. Ryan Godown 10th. Darren Smith 11th. Tim Sears Jr. 12th. Jeff Taylor 13th. Danny Johnson 14th. Alex Payne 15th. Tyler Series 16th. Rex King Jr. 17th. Ryan Arbuthnot 18th. Jimmy Scalata 20th. Placement action in this
is competition on track at 3 o'clock tomorrow
divisions in
afternoon.